Alright, Kyle, hello, Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shah, Basham, Rakadash. Double honesty, the apostle salutes to your brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth, yeah. This video pretty much is about division that's happening. And that's gonna happen. More divisions that are gonna happen because of all of the stuff that we see going on. You've got this coming election coming up. This is a prime example of division that's going to be going on in this in Babylon the Great. You know, through this prophecy that's going on here. So this is just an example. So let's play it. Let's see what we got.
When they made America truly great, this is where its greatness was forged. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania sent the steel for its skyscrapers, battleships and bridges. It is empty and unused now, except for guided tours from former plant workers like Don Young.
And these two wings, for which the stone walls are standing...
His marriage to Barbara has lasted 20 years, but is being tested now in this most divisive of elections. Both Republicans...
Oh, and by the way, that itself is a testament, as I say, is an example of the fact that his kingdom is falling because it's a shell of what it used to be. America is, they're saying they gotta make America great again for Edomites, because what, it's not great. Well, to make it great again, that means what, it's not great anymore, right? So let's play that.
She is for Trump. He is emphatically not.
I've seen the rise of dictators in history, and, Mr. Trump's campaign literally mirrors that of Adolf Hitler, and he's been called that. I think he's going to run America into the ground because he does not observe any of the democratic norms that his predecessors have.
Barbara, I can tell from your hat you probably don't agree with that.
I absolutely do not agree with that, and I'm sorry to hear my husband say this. President Trump reminds me of my own father. He was very strict, and he was very tough, and he kept his promises.
That's
right. So he's all for Kamala and them, and she's for Trump. So that's a this couple have been married for however long, and they're divided at a political party. So there's a lot of tension in the air right now with your political states, your blue versus red states and all of that sort of stuff, yeah. And we're seeing that, through the spirit, there's, or hell is going to be breaking loose. Because that's, we know what was prophesied to happen. And the matter of fact, the scriptures does, which I'm gonna get, talks about divisions. You can have divisions over stuff like this. Which is prophecies. The Lord said father against mother, brother against, etc., etc. But this is a key example here. Of division over this political stuff, and it's gonna get like that. They just had that movie out, and in the movie they say, what kind of an American are you? I forget the name of the movie. So this is where things are at. This is where things are at, bro. Now this is Sky News. I guess they got Sky News reporters. So UK news, and this is what they've decided to report on here with this on this particular with this situation is what division. And by the way, man, you know, people are going to be splitting up over this. People are going to be killing each other. Or should I say murdering each other in the streets. You know, when all hell breaks loose, you know, it's really gonna get mad out there. All right.
My husband say this. President Trump reminds me of my own father. He was very strict and he was very tough and he kept his promises.
Their town has recovered from the collapse of Bethlehem Steel, but it's the state of America that worries Barbara now. And it is Donald Trump, she says, who can save it.
He is the future for America. I don't want to see people coming over our border. We've had women murdered and raped by illegal immigrants. Who wants that?
What's it like being in a marriage where one of you thinks Trump is the future, the other one thinks he's Hitler?
Well, as for me, I just have to ignore and turn my back and realize that we each have our own choices to make in life. I'm not responsible for what my husband says or does.
Is it difficult in the marriage to have that bigger difference?
We just don't talk about it at home.
It's the same for so many Americans, as divided between themselves as their nation. America has never seen an election this close, this negative, and this...
All right, let's get the scripture on that. It says there's a few, but let's get let's get one quickly here. Matthew 12. Verses 25, right? And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So we're in a divided kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point right there. Straight to the point, yeah. We're in a divided... Babylon the Great America is a divided kingdom. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So, and is Babylon the Great America going to stand? Hell no. No, you just heard how it's... Like, let's see what he says here again. Let's see this.
It's the same for so many Americans, as divided between themselves as their nation. America has never seen an election this close, this negative, and this dirty. And that is being felt most of all in places like this, the most important swing state of them all. Donald Trump...
You heard what he said, this close, this negative, this dirty. And you know what? How the households are is how the nation is. So that's prophecy right there, division. So this is the scriptures, prophecy in full effect. America, the divided nation. All right, let's put it back a bit. It's not too far.
Between themselves as their nation.
Or does.
Is it difficult in the marriage to have that bigger difference?
We just don't talk about it at home.
It's the same for so many Americans, as divided between themselves as their nation. America has never seen an election this close, this negative, and this dirty. And that is being felt most of all in places like this, the most important swing state of them all. Donald Trump won Pennsylvania in 2016 by less than 1%, and Joe Biden took it back 4 years later by around the same margin. But polls suggest now it is split right down the middle.
And we take that very seriously.
In Tom DeBroyle's Bethlehem Santa Claus store, it is Christmas Day every day, but there has been no season of goodwill this election.
I think it's incredibly divided. I think a lot of times people will not talk about it in social settings because it's too divisive and you could potentially lose friends that way. I hope after the election that people can start to come together. Because otherwise, I think our country's in for another long 4 years, whoever wins.
Samira, how many other orders you have?
Further up Main Street, we met Michael, whose restaurant has, he says, been the scene of far too many political arguments.
How bad does it get?
Bad to where some tables will walk up and leave their food there and just pay the tab and just walk out because they don't want to be next to a Republican, you know. So.
Yeah, that Murph is... that whole Murph spirit and, you know, ignoring shit and getting on and... I mean, that was, I think, the American Civil War. That's the show, I think. And he said, what kind of an American are ya? So that's the, you know, that's the theme right there. That's the tone of it all right there. What kind of American are you gonna be when people are gonna be ready to kill? Which is, when I say that, I mean people will be getting killed, man. Those with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. Right, let's play.
Some of them take it to heart.
Feelings are running high.
Yes, they are.
A young nursing
For Don and Barbara, the election has brought disagreement.
Right, so for that whole, let's ignore it all. Yeah, feelings are running high. Right.
And acrimony, and they can't wait for it to come to an end. Can your marriage survive a Trump victory?
Certainly.
Do you think so, Barbara?
I think so. Probably so. I just have this pain in my heart thinking that my husband's going to cancel out my vote for President Trump. So there's nothing I can do about it. We all have our own choices. I can't wait till this is over and we know, and President Trump will be president, and then you have nothing more to say.
No, I probably will have things to say, but it'll just be opinion, right?
You can't wait for it to be over.
I can't wait for it to be over, no.
But what is going to be over is Babylon the Great. Right?
The election will be over in a few days. The bitterness and disagreement that have plagued it, less so in this deeply divided country.
So there you have it. You know, you see what the title is, and that's pretty much it, because we know that you know, everything's being called a closed down. Everything's coming to, the scripture says the end is manifest. Yeah, so everything, you know, you're gonna have this order of chaos, and like the saying, you know, then the destruction. You know, you're gonna have the pushing that digital age, yeah. So they're pushing that digital age, which is gonna be that, which will be for another video, but you know that Markel Beast, you know what I'm saying, and but here it is before that. You know, your kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew 12:26, if Satan cast out Satan, he's divided against himself. Both the parties of Satan. Both parties are of Satan. You know, there's no, well, you know, I'm going to vote for this one and that one. Nah, they're both parties are of Satan, yeah? And that's just the bottom line. So, but this just shows you how, and this is why in the scriptures, and that's why in the word, we don't effing vote, man. because you're pretty much picking a Roman authority over you, and not the Most High. So that's what they're doing. And then who in the hell, you're reading the scriptures, you're really into the Bible. You're gonna want Babylon. America is Babylon the Great that's spoken of in Revelation 18. How on earth, how in the hell are you gonna vote for a place like that to be upheld by one of these political parties? But anyway, the bottom line is this place is getting ready to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much with that, I'm gonna close out and say, Shalom.